So yesterday, a customer of mine who happens to be a Democrat told me he was so angry, he was livid that Biden let 12 service members get killed. He says, Rob, I try to look at this in every logical way. There's no logical way. The only thing I keep coming up with is it's on purpose. There's no way this guy could be this dumb. He says, I cannot believe I voted for this man. I wish I could blink and let Trump be president again. This is a Democrat. And I'm hearing that from a lot of people. This is on purpose. You know, maybe it's all the money Biden's son made. I mean, this is on record. He made, millions and millions of dollars from China and Russia. Maybe the Chinese and the Russia, are blackmailing him to do this. And I said, no, this guy is actually this dumb. Like President Obama said, never underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. This is Biden's doing. And if you know history, you would know this is true, and you would have known not to vote for this guy. In 1975, when we left Vietnam, Biden consistently voted against sending any help to evacuate the South Vietnamese people that helped us. He was asked by a reporter, don't you think we have a moral obligation? And his quote was, I must be the most, he didn't say I must be, he said, I'm the most immoral, he was being sarcastic, I'm the most immoral son of a bitch in the room because I don't think we have a moral obligation to get one or 100,001 out. And President Gerald Ford at the time actually told President Biden, and Biden admits this, that Gerald Ford said, I think it's our moral obligation. America's always been a home for the oppressed, and these people are being oppressed because they tried to help us. And Joe Biden voted twice against sending aid to help evacuate the South Vietnamese that helped us. And just Google the onion fields and see what the communists did to them. They slaughtered them, men, women, and children, because that's what communists do. And right now we're dealing with people just as evil, or maybe even eviler than the communists. We're dealing with terrorists, the Taliban. And Joe Biden yesterday made it clear that we're leaving on the date the Taliban told us we got to leave by, August 31st. And if there's any Americans left behind that want to get out, like, hello, what American wants to stay in there? I can't believe he keeps saying that, whoever wants to get out. I mean, this guy really thinks the American public is stupid. Whatever American wants to get out, okay, that was ridiculous statement in itself. Then he follows it up with something that just blows my mind. We're going to trust that the Taliban will protect them. In fact, we gave a list of names to the Taliban of Americans to look out for. He just gave them a kill list. Are you kidding me? He gave them a list of Afghan interpreters that helped us and a list of Americans that are trapped over there, that are stranded. Yesterday's bombing, they're trying to say, oh yeah, ISIS hates the Taliban as much as they hate us. Come on. You don't think the Taliban could have stopped ISIS? No. The Taliban let ISIS go kill some Americans. It was kind of a warning to us. Hurry up and get out. So instead of doing what any normal president, even President Obama, I'm sure would have did it, just rain holy hell upon these people, he's like, okay, we're going to stick to the plan and leave when the Taliban tells us to leave. This is just mind-blowing. But like I said, it shouldn't surprise us that he's willing to leave men behind. But even I was a little bit surprised that he's willing to leave Americans behind. It's one thing leaving these Afghans that are going to be slaughtered. They're literally going to their house. There's reports right now, the Taliban going to interpreters' houses and killing the whole family in front of the interpreter that helped our soldiers and then beheading the interpreter. This is what they're doing. Right now, they're going door to door. Just like I made that video, they're going door to door killing Christians. They're doing the same thing with any Afghanistan people that helped us, our friends that we promised loyalty to. But Joe Biden knows nothing about loyalty. He can't even be loyal to the religion he claims to belong to, the Catholic faith. And they say Winston Churchill used to say, I'm a better protector of a church than a parishioner of the church. Winston Churchill was humble enough to know that he wasn't a great Christian, but he sought God to help them get through World War II. Same way Donald Trump. He used to say, I'm not such a great Christian. I'm not a real religious guy. Please pray for me. But he was humble enough to allow people to pray for him. And he was humble enough to say that, Joe Biden, when you question his faith, Jen Psaki will always say, oh, he's a devout Christian. He's a very religious man. He goes to church every Sunday. It reminds me of the story Jesus told about the Pharisee, at the temple saying, thank you, God, that I tithe and I'm a religious man. I go to temple every chance I get and I follow the 10 Commandments and I follow the law. And I'm not like this wretched sinner here. And Jesus said the wretched sinner beat his chest and wouldn't even look up to heaven and said, God, I'm not worthy. I'm just a wretched sinner. Please have mercy on me. Jesus said, whose prayer do you think I heard? That to me, that's Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Joe Biden, all righteous, religious Catholic, who allows the murder of unborn children in record numbers, who makes American taxpayers pay for the murder of unborn children in other countries. You think he cares about Afghan people or even our soldiers? And then he tries to equate his son, who was a lawyer, he was a lawyer, which is a good thing. I have a son who was a lawyer, but he was a lawyer in the military. It wasn't like he was a combat veteran, and he came back, he had a brain cancer, and I feel bad for the family. Nobody should have to suffer through that. But then he equates it with people that just got killed serving our country. This guy is such a phony. He is such a fake, and this is who he is. Like President Obama said, never underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. I know Democrats that are regretting their vote for Joe Biden, wish they voted for Donald Trump. If you're a Catholic and you voted for Joe Biden, you need to go to confession. I mean, you voted for a man who gained power by allowing the murder of unborn children. What did you expect? You expect him to have mercy on these children that are being slaughtered in Afghanistan? This man is leaving men, women, and children behind knowing they're going to get slaughtered. It was our moral obligation. You could debate whether we should have went in there or not. I say we needed to go in there because they would have kept attacking us. And you could debate whether we had to come out or not. But you cannot debate the people that we went in. There's kids that never lived under Taliban rule. We liberated Afghanistan 20 years ago. So there's kids 20 years and younger. They don't know what it's like to live in slavery. And that's what it is under the Taliban. It's slavery. And we're going to leave them there just like that. And on top of that, we're going to leave Americans. And he says, if they want to get out, if Americans want to get out, we're going to trust the Taliban to protect them and get them out. This man is not being led by any moral conscience. This man is being led by a callous political mind. And that's all he's ever been, is a callous, corrupt politician. So I don't think the Chinese are leading him. I don't think the Russians are leading him. I think this is Joe Biden. This is the real Joe Biden. This guy is just bad to his core. He's just a rotten human being who is led by his own political calculations that just backfired in his face because he really just wanted that photo op on September 11th to say, we're out of the war. I was the president that got us out. That was what all his political advisors are saying. That's what he wanted to do. This isn't a theory. This was his plan. So, we need to make some noise. We need to impeach this guy. The other side impeached our guy for nothing, literally for a phone call that he knew was being recorded, that he gave the transcripts to all the news. This guy is literally allowing Americans to die. 12 military men died because Joe Biden lied. Thousands of Afghanistans are going to be butchered and slaughtered. Every woman that lives in Afghanistan is going to be enslaved, literally a slave, treated worse than we treat our animals in America because Joe Biden lied. This man needs to be impeached. And you say, well, Kamala Harris isn't that much better. Well, then we impeach her. This is what the left do. They destroy good people. We're just trying to remove bad people. We need to be calling our congressmen, calling our senators. We want this man impeached. We want this man gone. So, hey, I haven't made a video in a while. I've kind of been busy on my other channel. Got some interesting things over there if you want to check it out on Rumble. What's going on in Israel, Iceland, and Haiti is astonishing. The way the medical community in those three countries operate, you would think, based on news media, that they would have totally different outcomes than the outcomes they're actually having right now. So I'm talking about stuff like that, and got a lot of interesting guests, scientists and doctors coming up on that side. It's going to be more political. This video was probably more of a Rumble video because it's a political. I'm trying to keep Blue Collar Catholic YouTube more on theology, church history, and apologetics, but sometimes it mixes, you know. In the Old Testament, you had Jehu, was kind of a Trumpian-like king for Israel, and he stopped the slaughter of babies that were sacrificing to Moloch, the pagan god, and Baal, rather. It was Baal in the Old Testament, and Jezebel wanted to be queen, and she promised the slaughter of children. She was going to keep the sacrifices going, and the religious leaders in Israel backed Jehu, even though he wasn't very religious. So you see throughout church history, throughout salvation history, God has always put guys that might not be the most religious, might not be the most godly, but they protect the values that Christians and men and women of God hold dearly. So we need to pray for another protector back in the White House in 2024, and we got to do everything we can, because faith without works is dead. And this guy's just a disaster. This guy is a disaster. So stay Catholic, and if you're buying or selling real estate, please go to realestateforlife.org. God bless.